I feel like I know you.
I feel like I know you a little bit too.
My mom knows you way too much.
This show is PG.
Right? Okay, well, PG.
For now.
Okay, so let me just grab, there we go. Okay, Nikki, I think we're gonna just move forward and record. So I don't know if Melissa said that we usually do like about 20 minutes interview. That's it, short and sweet. Your product story, your business story, and maybe weave in some tips and open it up to some Q&A. Does that sound good, Mark?
Sure.
Okay, awesome. Nikki, oh, is it recording? Okay, awesome. Welcome everyone to our Team Wednesday night call. We always use this time to interview special people that have learned how to figure out to get up to our marketing plan. And Marnie is one of the newest national marketing directors in Canada. She resides in Edmonton, Alberta, with her lovely partner and best friend, Todd. She has 2 furry animals that we see all the time on social media. Those are her babies. And she has been in the field of being like a esthetician and laser tech for what, about 14 years, Marn?
About there.
Yeah, and she just recently retired from that, I'm going to say job career, so that she could do Juice Plus more on a full-time basis. And I know that her vision is to really retire her and her hubby a lot earlier than planned so that they can be a young retired couple traveling the world and skiing and enjoying good food because they love to travel if you follow Marnie. So we just want to say thank you so much for joining us on the call tonight. One thing about Marnie that you guys probably don't know, she'll probably mention, but her and her sister do this business together. And sometimes we say that family can be the hardest to bring on, but her and her sister do this business together. And it was actually her sister, Carrie, who I know very well out of Calgary, became an NMD first, and then Marnie came on board, and then Carrie showed Marnie how to be an NMD, and I love the duplication in family. So there are 2 sisters that were able to kind of walk stage and represent Canada as sisterhood, and that's so special because it's one of my biggest dreams. Is my sister's my best friend, and she lives in Calgary, and I still swear one day she will join our mission. It's going to take a little bit longer than you did, Marn. Awesome. Okay, I'll let you take it away, and I'll put myself on mute.
For sure. Thank you so much for having me. It's truly a gift to always get on these calls and share my story. And I have, I've been with the company now. Todd actually asked me this morning when we were getting ready for work, he goes, how long have you been doing this? And I'm like, I've actually been taking the product for 9 years this past January. And this May will be 9 years that I've actually been involved with the business. And I did it alongside. I'm a very recent former cosmetic laser technician. So my job was to make Edmonton look younger. And I ended up I started sharing it with my clients as it was a really easy fit, as great skin really starts on the inside and what we feed it. I've got my back scratcher in my hand, like I usually, as a weapon, I think. And so honestly, the more clients I saw eating Juice Plus, the more vibrant and glow I saw on their skin and inside. And so when I first started up this business, it was 2 years in, and I had a real tough go in this type of business that it was, and I didn't want to be the Avon lady, so to speak. And please, no disrespect for anybody involved with Avon, but that's kind of how I felt about it. And because I thought I had a super cool job using big fancy machines, making people look their best. And it was like these types of businesses all along the years. It was what my friends that were stay-at-home moms did. And I got invited to every single party and always felt obligated to buy everything. And I was tired of feeling like Carrie Bradshaw going to those baby showers that she ended up having a freak out about. But, but over time, I really started building a really incredible belief in this product. And through a ton of personal growth, I got over myself and my shitty attitude, excuse my language, but I really have no problem in, being vulnerable like so many of my friends did throughout the years, because they did it too. And I learned it wasn't a hobby any longer. And an interesting thing, because I always used to call it a pyramid as well. And Nicole may not know this, but actually I was in the business 2 years prior to Carrie. She actually joined my team and became NMD a year before. And so when people ask us, oh, is it one of those pyramid things? We actually have proof that it wasn't, because she went before I did. So it's really truly one of those things. There are no ceilings, and it can kind of it can go really all over the map. But my belief in just like the simple things started adding up. As of when I grew up, we never saw doctors unless we were, bleeding to death or on death's door. And my mom fixed everything from the kitchen. So my belief in alternatives started when I was really little. So, my mom fixed our brittle nails or peeling nails with Jell-O. She rubbed onions on our bee stings, and if we got a cold, out came the rum and honey. So, it was just a belief that we had. So this product, I was like, I just sort of had to get over myself and say, like, more people need to know about this. So it really helped. And something you may all not know is my mom lived with MS for 32 years until we lost her about 3.5 years ago. And I know it's my purpose to share this gift of health with others, with so many other families. So others don't have to go through what she and we did. So when I get that kind of that chicken shit feeling talking to somebody about our product, I just think of her, and she just gives me every reason to open up my mouth and share what we have to offer. So eventually, after my sister joined the business and we started rocking it, I really started giving a lot of respect into this business and grew it into something it really deserved to be. Because in the beginning, I kind of wished, like, oh yeah, I could get there, but you had this little person in the back of your head going, yeah, but you probably really won't do it. So, the belief was big in that you could end up doing. And I was fortunate enough to make it to the top level of our company last spring. And one of the biggest perks that it came with was medical benefits for life. And for both Todd and I, because as we don't have any kids, just the fur babies, but they don't count on our medical plan. But the funny thing is Todd was threatening the 6 months prior to us, or to me going NMD, to get like a simple Blue Cross package plan for the two of us. And I think that turned out to be my biggest drive in going to NMD, because I wanted to do that for us. And I think I would have killed him had he came home and presented me with a plan, because I wanted to do it. Over the years, I heard so many spiels of, a business like this might just help out with, simple things like a car payment, or keeping a new mom at home, or putting food on the table, and so forth. But when it became a reality for me, especially after losing my job last November, it gave me a bigger belief in this business, and that it proved to me, that it kept me afloat after losing my job. If I didn't have this to fall back on, I probably would be, out pounding the pavement, searching for work. And that wasn't where my heart was anymore at that time. And, truly this Juice Plus is really what I want to do for the rest of my life. But on a side note, I did take a part-time job today. It's been 4 months since I left my work, and they offered me a 1 day a week, and I was just like, I'll take it, because I actually really started missing it. I started missing, helping women look younger and doing all the fun stuff. So it kind of keeps me in the game, but without the part-time job. And it also opens up the doors for, another huge exposure of patients and everything. So, and the doc that works there is completely on board with the Juice Plus and everything. So I'm really pumped about it. And also, because he likes the healthy side of things. So, and I think I thought for a while, like, it would really kill me to go back to a job. And I really thought Todd was actually going to be saying, like, hey, when are you going to go back out and get some work? But on the flip side of things, he really surprised me. He just said, you know what, Marn, now you have the opportunity to do what you really, really want to do. And look what you've done with it so far, and only doing it part-time. Because I built it alongside what I did. I like at the spa that I worked at as a laser technician, and it grew into something really big. So it was, I seriously thought he was going to say, like, you need to go get a job. But the love factor for Todd went way up when he just said, you know what, take the next 6 months and really see what you can do with it and then we'll, figure it out if you need to get a job or not. But I felt like I needed to start helping to pay a few more things. So I did take a 1 day a week job. But, and of course, like, we loved, as Nicole said, we love to travel. So, I hate traveling and going, oh, we shouldn't, buy that or go do that. It's just like, you know what, it's just any extra money we can make. It's, and that used to be my Juice Plus business, used to be that extra money that used to afford those things. And it was a real blessing, because we never had to say no. Like, people would say, like, hey, we should go on this trip. And it'd be like, yes, let's go. And because seeing this big, beautiful world costs a lot of money. And, it was Juice Plus really helped afford us to do those extra trips and just overall the extra things in life. And I love, I love that he loves going to the leadership conferences, as it gives us both an opportunity to see the city that it's in. And even after the Anaheim trip, we're actually going to drive out to San Diego, because he's never been there, and he's never been to Disneyland either. So we're going to take the opportunity to do both. And like Todd's just turned 47, so he is, and he's never been to Disneyland. Like, poor kid, right? But if you're new in this business, or if you've been in it for a long time, like us, I have to tell you, it's completely worth the price of admission. And you might not be looking at it for money, but you might be looking at it for the community. I look at it as a sense of purpose and leaving a true legacy behind, because I do want to help those families, avoid going through what ours did, because that's a real hardship to see deterioration over the years. And truly, or you could be looking at this as a financial plan B, like I was, that turned into my plan A. And it did take me 8 years to get there, but I did it. I always say, it's not a race. Do it at your own pace. But my point is to stay with it. Do a little or a lot every day, and it will just grow into something, that beyond what you've ever dreamed of. So that's my story.
Let me just see here. There we go. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Great. Okay. That was awesome, Marn. Thanks for sharing.
For sure.
Always nice to hear our NMDs and our journey. You were 8 years. It took me 6 years to get to the top of the position. We've got some people, Debbie, that will watch Walk Stage, took 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
And then, we've had people like Janelle walk stage in 10 months.
Exactly.
So I love how you say that you go at your speed and you do the business almost. There's one thing that I've learned in this journey is you have to learn to be your authentic self. I try to copy other leaders, thinking if I copied them and I did their kind of events and I, kind of took some of their stuff, but it never felt authentic. And And when you start to find your own way, your own style, and you find your groove, I think that's where people's business really blows up. Can you maybe comment a little bit? Because I mean, you're surrounded by tons of NMDs, and they come from all different, age categories and different backgrounds. How do you stay in the zone of not comparing yourself and just being who you are?
That's a tough one. And it is because I'm surrounded by like amazing leaders, and it's hard not to play that compare game. Um, and it's just one of those things that kind of comes with the confidence factor. But I guess just like you said, you just got to find your own groove, and I'm still trying to find my own groove, because it is easy just to kind of do what everybody else has done in the past. But and I always admire the people that can go off and kind of do their own. And that's actually, it's interesting that you say that, because I'm actually working on my own style of presentation, and it's kind of more beauty based. So it because everyone kind of does that. It's like, well, I can do that, and I've done the like the great generic, like the easy healthy living revolution one is a great one, because then you can incorporate all your other, like your own bit with it. And so just to change it up a little bit, and that's kind of what I'm going to be doing with my future presentations. So, and then it will feel authentic to me.
Right. Yeah, it's so true. I've been in situations before where I've had to present other people's presentation, and it's the most awkward thing in the world. But when you get to develop your own presentation, it just comes flowing out of your mouth, right? So
Exactly.
So true. But yeah, I mean, in the beginning though, we have a lot of great tools that you can do your, the generic Facebook parties, you can do the, healthy revolution. We've got our Shred 10. And so that type of material, I think, is really important to just get really good at duplicating. And then from there, as you grow and you become a leader and you have a skill set to go beyond what the company has gifted us with, then that's when you can start to create your own thing beyond that, right?
Exactly.
So, but in the meantime, the great thing is you don't have to reinvent the wheel either. You can use our tools that we have, which are amazing. And I know that a lot of our success right now on our team is coming from the Shred 10 program, and people getting other people on it, getting results, and then inviting them into the team. How are you guys doing a lot right now, Martin, with the Shred 10?
You know what, that's kind of what we try to focus on the most, and try to present. You present the Shred 10, and then if people want to reduce their cost, but that's kind of how I sort of like lay it out. I started using just the Shred 10 order form when if people want to review the prices. I don't pull out the other one for Alberta. And that's been really helpful, because it doesn't give them all those options, right?
Yeah.
And it kind of packages them up into little programs too. And the other nice thing is, which we figured out, is that when they are bundled together, you save on shipping. So instead of like ordering them here and there, right? So it's way more helpful.
Awesome. Good
Mm-hmm.
stuff. So we've got a few new people that are here on tonight. So what advice could you give them in regards to kind of launching to that 2,500? Like, what are some of the things that you do with your new people to kind of launch them out of the gates fast and help them get their 2,500 points?
Especially in my startup meeting, some people don't want to do Facebook parties, and I find that's the hardest one to kind of like draw out of them. So for that, but I would say my best advice is like write down those 10 to 15 names like straight away who you want on this product, and then start working on those people within that month, because I always find anything you write down, it gets accomplished. It's like making a list, right? It gets done. You cross it all off, and it's but that that picking 10 people for customers and picking 10 people for distributors that you'd want to eventually work with, because someone might want to come on board.
Mm-hmm.
And getting, like, I find it's sometimes easier to get people to events, and we're lucky enough out here that we have a lot of events going on, like product presentation events. So we're very fortunate that way that we have that ability, even if it's on a smaller scale.
Yeah.
But I think also too, like the people that that seem to join my team, I sort of know them personally, so it's easy to kind of talk to their people at the same time with them. That's another easy way as well. But also just by following just the plan as well. So do 2 Facebook parties, plan a home event. Like, I think that's probably the best and easiest way.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. That's great. Yeah, like, I mean, everyone has their own way in version. Like, the last gal on my team that I worked with, Deanne, and she got to fast track VF. All she did is she started her own shred group. And then she just reached out to people and said, I'm looking for 10 people to join my first shred group. I've done it myself personally. I lost X number. I feel amazing. And I'm wondering if you're interested in taking your health to the next level. And she just went through the numbers, and actually she ended up, I think, in her first 30 days getting 19 new customers.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah. And she didn't do any Facebook party. She didn't do any in-home party. She just, like, through either conversation or texting or reaching out. So that's a great suggestion. You just do it until you get to 2,500 points. That's what I tell my new people. Just do it. Talk to enough people until you get there. Right, Melinda?
That's right. And actually, one of my questions, if I can ask a question right away, is because I'm around so many people every day in the fitness world. So like today, I taught 4 classes back to back from 8 o'clock till noon. Now, when I'm speaking with people, what I'm finding is, what is the best way for me to approach and start the conversation, right? I don't want to just jump out and be like, hey, have you heard of Juice Plus? Like, what is the best way to just start that conversation? Or is there a better way?
I guess it's always, when you're initially talking to them, you just kind of pick up on those little cues or whatever, but ask some questions to get them to ask you questions, I think, is probably the best scenario. And you might want to say, like, hey, how was your class today? How was your energy level? How's your energy level today? Like, I guess it's all part and parcel to the individual conversation. Hey, Nicole, like,
I'm pretty open and blunt, so I would be the one that would just come right out and say it. So I would just say, hey guys, you probably noticed I got a smaller ass today.
And that's brilliant. I just think, like, bring up the topic so they ask you.
Yeah, like, just say, hey guys, you might notice that lately my energy's been, like, through the roof.
Yeah.
I have a secret, and my secret is I'm putting more plants in my body, and I'm pooping and peeing more, and my skin is vibrant. And I just be so playful at the end of the day, because, to me, that's kind of who you are. I think, Melinda, you're probably a very playful person at the front.
I am.
And you just say, you know what, I don't have time today, guys, because I'm going on to my next class. But if you want more information, I've got a sign-up sheet, and I will send you a short 3-minute video, and you can learn how I'm taking my health to the next level. Who wants in?
And is that Shred 10 video the best one to send off first?
I would. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just do a teaser. So it's getting you into conversation with people, right?
Right. Which,
so there's different ways, or I'd say, you know what, I'm so excited, guy. I just finished my second 10-day shred. It's a whole food cleanse. And my next group is starting April 3rd. I'm sending out videos this week for all of you guys to learn more about it if you want to join me. Like, that's it. Like, that's like 30 seconds. Always have a sign-up sheet. Maybe have some, and you got your business card now, right? So you can just say, I've got a business card and, a sign-up sheet. Remember, I was also telling you that you could do something like have your chocolate and vanilla shake in your in a shaker bottle, and just say, hey guys, some refueling. This is like my newest favorite shake. Love it. So good. My kids are eating it. I'm just going to pour some samples. Come and get it before my next class.
Thank you. Those are great ideas. Thanks so much.
For sure. And if I may, like I did actually, I think you posted the same, like the blue one, right?
Yeah.
So I've never had the most response as I did this last week.
Yeah.
And I've got people even texting me on the side because they didn't want their stuff. They're asking questions.
Yeah.
But I've had a lot of even people messaging, and all I wrote was, exclusive group starting on April 3rd with private page managed by me for full support. Want to take the plunge and join me? There are just a couple spots left and I'd love to help you do this. That's it. And then of course it's just and then I put in all the little hashtags and stuff, all the little benefits, right, that it will offer if they kept reading it, right? So, but I sold two orders out of that, and I've never had so much response, and another one today. So, I'm like, something I did in there is right. But then I also posted a picture of me and my sister right after, right? So that I think got more action to the other post than anything, because it's like, what are you doing with your skin? And it's like, hey guys, I'm doing this. So, but Melinda, you might even with your classes just say, hey, who wants to come with me to my next class? Like, who's got the energy to keep going? If you don't, maybe I got to give you a little tip on how to get my energy levels, because I'm doing 4 classes today back to back. Because people are probably like, holy crap, how do you do that? And then go home to your family.
Yes, definitely. Today, after those 4 classes, people are like, how do you do it? So I guess really right there would have been my opportunity just to jump in and spew it out, really.
Yeah. And honestly, now that Nicole shared that you're like, if you've got a great sense of humor, well, if you're on Nicole's team, you have to have a sense of humor, I'm sure. But if you have a sense of humor, that is honestly the easiest way to kind of bring it up, is kind of make it, I don't know. That's how I sort of bring it up with a lot of people, is just like, hey, like, you've been complaining about that weight. Like, you want to do something about it?
Right.
Like, it's just something like that, whatever your comfort zone is with the people that you're talking to.
Sure. Absolutely.
But I think comedy is the easiest way to bring it up.
Yeah. And I've been with the YMCA for coming up 6 years now, and I have many, many members there that love me to death, which is awesome. I have such a great rapport with them, and that's what keeps me there teaching.
Good.
Certainly isn't the pay. So
awesome. Yeah. So just have fun with it. Be playful and just make people curious. Don't mention Juice Plus in front of the room at all. Make them curious, and then just let them know that you're up to something good, and they'll want a piece of it. How, and that's the GoPro training, right? They might say, oh, what is it? Say, you know what? I'm too busy. I'm on to my next class, but write down your contact information and I'll send you a video and you can find out for yourself.
Perfect.
Yeah. Make them hungry for the information.
Sure.
That's awesome. Anybody else have any last minute questions before we wrap up?
Who are the estheticians on the call?
Where's Brandy? Brandy was on for a bit, but I think she had to go. Yeah, and there's a few more that will watch your video.
Okay.
I think Brandy is the big esthetician out in the Kitchener area, and I think she's got people within her circle. So I think, she will be definitely passing along your video to hear how to build. And Brandy will be at conference. She's been.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good. Because what, I found it very, very simple, because, I had anyone in my, in my clutches for anywhere from 30 minutes to sometimes up to 2.5 hours at a time. So, what do women talk about? We talk about our men, you're like health and restaurants. So, you end up talking about all those 3 things all the time. And so it was an easy fit. And it was also, because I worked on their skin, it was like, okay, so you need to, like, it was evident when they needed to bump up their water. It was evident, you know, when they needed to eat more and less stress because their skin was dehydrated, right? So it was an easy draw in, and it's just like, how many fruits and vegetables do you consume in a day? Like, I kind of went about it that way. Even in consultations, I said, you know, we're going to help you inside and out. So we're going to help you like with your nutrition, and we're going to help you with your skincare product. We're going to help you with treatments as well. So I never dropped what the nutrition part of it was. It came later, but I said, like, we sort of work on the big picture, not just on like what you're applying to your skin every day when you go home. So it worked out. It was an easy way to kind of bring it in.
Yeah. Makes sense for sure.
Yeah.
Awesome, Mar. Thanks for joining us tonight. We can't wait to see you at conference in about.
Me too.
Awesome. Thank you, everybody.